Dude, they already found the One Piece. For those who haven't heard already, the author of One Piece, Oda, has written down what the One Piece is on a piece of paper, but he has put that in a treasure chest and has put that in a box, submarine looking thing, and has thrown it 651 meters deep under the ocean. As you can see, there's multiple sources saying this, and it's just true. Like, they made a video because One Piece has now gotten over 600 million copies sold of the manga, so they decided to make a video, and Oda, for this special occasion, has decided just to throw what the One Piece actually is down in the ocean at a undisclosed location. But after 13 hours, some geographic god has already figured out where this location might be, and we have the clues right here. But before we get into the clues, let me just show you what the location might be. I'm gonna link the full video in the description below if you haven't checked it out. But look at this location. It's in the middle of nowhere, but this god has apparently figured it out through like the ship's name or brand. And here we see the container descending right here. I mean, this is actually crazy. I'm sure someone is actually gonna try to find this. Some, like, you know, either billionaire or some unemployed person. Wait, that could be me. No, I'm not gonna find this. But honestly, someone's actually gonna try to find this. And yeah. Look at it. Damn, 651 million. No, 651 meters down. Look at that. You saw a fish right here. Look at that. There's a fish right there.
At the bottom.
That's a fish. Yeah. Oh my god, this is crazy. And as you can see, it's just left standing there. It's just gonna stand there. It's gonna be there until the One Piece is over, which we don't know when that is, but it's probably gonna happen soon. Like soon, in like a decade or something. But this person has already given us some locations of where the One Piece might actually be, so let's check them out. The first clue is that it's off the coast of Japan, since this is Japanese coastal guards. They were able to figure it out by the colors of the ship. That is crazy, I can't lie. Now, it would be a crime for Oda to dump this in the ocean. He could go to jail for that. But it's right here that we are assuming that Oda got permission to do this and add a tracker of where the One Piece is. So it's not illegal dumping. But I have a counter theory. Imagine they like sailed all the way to like the Indian Ocean and they dropped it there. But they were like, we're in the Japanese Coast Guards. And they're like, I mean, that would be really serious. Like, they would actually be really like serious about like trying to hide this away from people. But I'm sure they wouldn't do that, so yeah. Second clue, no land can be visible from the drop point when looking southwest. As you can see right here, they talk about a high shot with no land in the horizon. They figured out that it's southwest due to the camera's location and the sun's location, which is crazy. Basically, this is somewhere isolated. Third clue, and I guess it does make sense, 600 meters deep where sediment is not disturbed often. So yeah, that does make sense, but we're gonna figure out a location 600 meters deep that has strong sediment, no strong currents, and is probably not near any fault lines because that's, you know, where underwater earthquakes occur, and I would assume they wouldn't put the One Piece there. For safety reasons, if someone's actually gonna try to find this. Anyways, they're guessing it's Sugura Bay in Shizuoka. They also note that it's close to Tokyo where Oda lives, so I mean, hey. They talk about a bunch of other stuff here. I think it's pretty interesting. I'm gonna show it on the screen for a bit for you guys to pause and read if you want, but yeah. Anyways, the last comment is that if we find the One Piece, I vote we destroy it, just like in Stampede. I actually haven't seen the Stampede movie, but I do agree, destroy it, do not tell anyone. I mean, yeah, either you have a look at it yourself and just don't tell anyone, or like actually destroy it. I feel like if you have a look at it, some people would actually be really annoyed if you don't tell them what it is. So they could actually just do some terrible things to you. Let's not talk about that, but yeah. I also agree if someone does find it, just destroy it straight away. Let's just save the ending for when the show comes around to it, which might be in like 10 years, I hope. Let's hope it's not like 80 or something. Anyways, this right here is where the location may be at, Suguru Bay. Whoever, man, like the Reddit poster who figured this out is actually crazy. Well, might have figured it out. It's actually crazy for even like giving us a location of where it possibly could be. Because yes, it is near land, so it's not that far in the ocean where it's actually dangerous around here, you know? Like, yeah, so it's near land, it's around here possibly. I mean, that does make sense. This would probably be a good location to drop the One Piece where it's like a safe area for someone to actually find if they really want to find it, but yeah. Anyways, congrats to Oda for selling over 600 million copies of One Piece worldwide. That is crazy. That he's nearly up there with Superman. I think Superman's also 600 million, so they're gonna be now fighting for that #1 spot. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and enjoy finding the One Piece. Alright, stay safe. See you next time. Bye bye.